Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Bert Ferguson, Realtor with the RushHome Team of Compass here in Delaware, coming to you guys with another video. Now today, we're going to talk about something that I feel is going to be very, very important as we move forward into this new wealth transfer of baby boomers retiring and also leaving properties to their descendants. Now, I found an article that came out this week on Delaware Online that talks about something called Tangled titles. Now, if you've never heard this term before, this video is definitely for you. And before we get into the video about Tangled titles, make sure you guys like and subscribe to my channel. I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to see this video because it's very important, okay? So today we're going to talk about Tangled titles, and what that is when you have someone in your family who owns a property and they pass and they want to give the property to the descendants, or you think you're inheriting a property from a parent, right? Well, if they don't have a will or a trust set up, you could be in some serious trouble with getting this property situated and into your name. It can be costly. It can bar you from access to the property. You can't really do the things that you guys want to do trying to inherit the property if the title isn't situated. And I'll leave the article linked below. It's called How Tangled Titles Leave Delaware Families at Risk of Losing Inherited Homes, and this was from the Delaware News Journal. This article came out on May 21st, 2025. So if you're watching this, that's when this article came out. And what it says here is that for many Delaware families, the dream of passing down home to the next generation can unintentionally unravel into a legal and financial burden. When a homeowner dies without a will or a trust, loved ones are left with inherited homes they don't legally own, in a situation known as a tangled title. These cases occur when a deceased person's name is still on the deed, often because no legal steps were taken to transfer ownership, okay? As tangled title cases grow more common, advocates say more Delaware families risk losing generational wealth, not through neglect, but because of lack of proper documentation. So I want to stop there. You really should make sure, if you own a property, or if you have a grandmother or a parent or an older family member that you know owns property, and they have very well intentionally let you know that they want to pass this property down for generations, that they get a will or a trust set up. The last thing you want to do is be in a situation where they don't have that set up and inheritance has now become murky. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what that will actually end up looking like, okay? So those who need a will the most are impacted more, okay? Tangled titles are more common than many people realize. A 2023 national study by the AARP found that 49% of adults over the age of 50 do not have a will, okay? Leaving millions of families at risk of legal and financial complications when a property is passed down, okay? That is 50% almost of people over the age of 50 do not have a will or a trust set up so that their property can be properly passed down. That is huge. So if you're watching this and you own property and you're over the age of 50, go get a will or a trust set up so when you pass, your property can be passed down to the next generation without any issues, okay? The issue disproportionately affects low to moderate income families who are less likely to have formal estate plans and more likely to face financial or legal barriers when trying to resolve ownership, okay? Sheila Grant of the AARP Delaware, she's the state director of the AARP in Delaware, said that tangled titles specifically common in Wilmington and nearby Philadelphia, where homes are often passed down informally within families. She emphasizes that increasing access to estate planning tools is essential to protecting generational wealth. Without a clear deed, heirs cannot sell the property, they cannot obtain homeowners insurance, they can't take out a loan to qualify for assistance programs for low-income households, yet they remain responsible for paying property taxes and maintaining the property, often without legal authority to make major decisions about it. Housing experts also warn that homes with tangled titles are at greater risk of deed theft, tax delinquency, and foreclosure. Without clear ownership, these properties can fall into disrepair, lose value, and sometimes be lost entirely. So, what can we do about this? All right? Resolving a tangled title can be both complex and expensive. When there is no will or trust in place, inherited property must go through probate court process of determining who is legally entitled to the property. This can take months, involve legal fees, and lead to disputes among heirs, okay? So one thing that they're really trying to do here in Delaware is to give people access to estate planning tools and also to have legal aid advocacy so that if you have a property in your family that's inherited to you and you guys don't have a will or a trust set up to properly set up who gets that property and have the inheritance situated, there's going to be legal aid that people can get that will help them. And remember, this article says that the Philadelphia and Wilmington area is disproportionately affected by this situation. And you have limited things that you can do with the property when you don't have the proper documentation. So I wanted to raise this alarm to people. If you're watching this right now, comment below if you have an older family member or if you've been in a situation where you inherited a property but the paperwork wasn't all the way together. You got dragged through probate court, you couldn't get access to the property's equity and just get all the full rights of the property that you know your family member would have wanted you to have. So this is a very big topic. I want to know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe. And again, in the comments, let me know if this is something that you run into or what you think are some really good ideas for people to do to make sure that they've got their will and they've got a trust set up so when they pass, they can properly pass down their property without any issues. All right, guys, so this is Bert Ferguson, Realtor with the RushHome Team of Compass. I hope you learned something today, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.